morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's Sunday. I'm getting up a little bit late. I was checking out, let me see, not Craigslist, but OfferUp. And OfferUp has a nice Diamondback bike for sale for 59 bucks. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show y'all a good way to, buy a bike. A few things that you need to take a look at to make sure what you're getting is a good deal. So there's a couple things that you need to do, a couple things you need to check, but there's one important thing that you need, and that is a chain checker. Okay, so Park Tool makes one, and roll-off makes one. I personally like the roll-off. It's more expensive, but you can actually, tell how much wear is in the chain. So I'll let the guy know I'm on my way. Let me go grab my chain checker, and let's go take a look at this bike. Alright, we're on our way to the guy's house. I grabbed my trusty little chain checker here to make sure that the drivetrain is not worn out. So it's going to be about 30 minutes before we get there. In the meantime, check out the scenery. Alright, we are at our destination. Let's check it out. Here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing, sir?
Doing alright.
What brought you here?
Bicycle.
Oh, bicycle. Yeah, sure.
And doing a YouTube video, which I'm got it pointing down. I'm not showing any personal information. I hope that's okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
YouTube for what?
Buying a used bicycle.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. I have I guess extra stuff you can take it. I'm actually leaving on Tuesday, so estate sale is coming to buy everything.
Oh, okay.
I, to be honest with you, I spent $100 to fix this. But I have so many things. If you are interested, I show it to you.
Too many things.
Are you interested? I mean, I have you have to come inside.
Alright.
Let me see what I have.
Somebody shoehorned a 1-inch stem onto an 1 1/8 fork. But that's alright, I can fix that.
What is it?
Oh, this is the wrong stem on the bike.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, see how it's split apart right there? This is a 1-inch. Yeah, this is a 1-inch stem, but this is a 1 1/8 fork, so it had to be forced apart to go on there. Yeah. It's the wrong stem, but that's okay.
It rides pretty fine,
Yeah.
It's a 21 speed. Yeah, so I take you inside if you want. At
this point, you want to actually check the bike over thoroughly. I'm probably going to say in this video multiple times about checking cracks in the frame, but that's how important it is to make sure that there's no damage to the frame, because this is the heart and soul of this whole thing. If the frame is no good, then you should just walk away. So what I did in the video, or you may not have seen it, was I spun the back wheel to make sure that the wheel is straight. This wheel is a little bit out of true, however, this is repairable because it's not bad. The bearings seem to be spinning good. Let's make sure the bearings aren't loose. I'm going to grab the wheel and give it a wiggle. The bearings are not loose. It spins good. We're going to check the front wheel at the same time here. It's spinning good. The wheel's pretty straight. Front wheel's good. Although I do notice that it's got two different wheels on here, which is going to affect the value of the bike. I'm going to check the bottom bracket. I'm going to give it a little wiggle, and by grabbing the crank arm, and this bottom bracket is moving, and in fact I'm seeing this cup, the bottom bracket itself, moving in the frame. Now this could be a really bad thing because this bottom bracket threads directly into the frame, and since it's shifting around, depending on how much this bike was ridden with the bottom bracket loose, it may have damaged the frame. It's just a little bit loose. I believe it should be fine. I think it's worth the risk on this one. So the pedals look good. The crank arms actually look good. I don't visually see any issue, but if you're looking at the crank arm and something looks a little off, inspect it further. We're going to check the headset, and of course, at this point in the video, I'm looking at this and I noticed that they crammed a 1-inch stem onto an 1.125" steer tube. And in 28 years of being in this business, I've never seen anybody accomplish this. So, you know, thumbs up for tenacity there. But that is a very bad thing. That's going to have to be replaced. So again, that's affecting the value of the bike. So handlebars look good. Oh, let's check the shifting. It's not shifting. Okay, the front one is moving, but it's not shifting properly. And upon further inspection, I noticed that they're using brake housing on this shifting, which that is actually a really bad thing. And let me show you a closer up view of what happens whenever you use brake housing on shifting. When you're trying to shift, so I'm going to push on this shifter, the housing is moving around. So what's happening is it's trying to shift, but the housing is moving instead of the derailleur. That's not going to work. So we're going to need to replace the housing. We're going to have to true up the wheels. We're going to have to replace the stem, put new tires and tubes on this. It's missing the brake boots on there, which that's not a big deal, but again, that's going to affect the cost a little bit more. Let's add up all the things that we found and see how much it's going to cost to fix this bike. How did we do on this $59 OfferUp bike? Turns out not so good. The stem has to be replaced because that's been jury-rigged on here. The tires are rotten. The bottom bracket has some issues. The shifting cables aren't even the right cable housing. They put brake cable housing on this, and it's the cheap Walmart stuff where there's so much friction that it's not even shifting. So we've got to replace all that. So just to get this bike rideable, if you were to take this into a good bike shop, and wherever I say good, I'm talking, you know, just a trustworthy bike shop that's going to do just what's needed, it's $182.47 to get this bike just going because of all the issues that are on this bike. Now, to do it properly, truing up the wheels, going through and inspecting everything, we're talking a good tune-up with the parts. It's $256.11. Add the fact that we just paid $59 for this bike, and it's over $300. $300 on a bike that in good shape is worth about $175 around here. So be careful. I'm fine because I get some bonus parts on this. I'm going to be taking these titanium handlebars off and I'm going to be putting it on one of my vintage mountain bikes. I want to be taking off these XT cranks that are a bonus on this bike. They're very, in very good shape. They're the Shimano 737 XT cranks, which are excellent cranks. Again, they're going to go onto one of my vintage bikes. And I already have parts, the parts that are little to nothing as far as cost goes to get this thing back going again. So I'm okay. But if I was in your position, if you don't, already have a lot of these parts, then this is just, way more than what the bike is worth, even though it's as good of a bike as it is. So be careful, do your research, inspect the bike carefully for all of these issues, including cracks in the frame, and hopefully you'll do good. So if you liked this video, please leave me a big thumbs up, tell your friends, check out some of my other videos just right over here, and please subscribe to my channel up there, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.